Welcome back to part 3 of Final Fantasy XIII. Last time we got to hang out with Snow and his buddies while he's pounding his fists here. This time we're going to continue down this long, narrow hallway and see what lies in store. I gotta come up with something else to say. See what lies... I mean, yes, that's the goal of every game. Let's see what lies in store, quite literally. We're going to see it unfold because it's a video game, but I mean, come on now. I think there's an item. Yes. What do we got? A 100 gil. That is completely and utterly useless at this point in the game. Should I show... Oh, what's up, Godot? Phone buzzing. Let's see. Alright, we're good. Wait, what? Oh, never mind. Anyway, I'll show you at the next save point. I think we've unlocked the store at this point of the game.
I want every weapon ready to fire. Stay sharp.
Alright, on my go.
Right.
I love that you can hear the texture of his gloves, like the leather of his gloves. Oh god, turn the volume down, buddy. Why are you so loud, Godot? Alright, we're just gonna auto battle. These guys aren't that tough. 2 punches will do the trick. I probably could hand grenade them. But the thing that's interesting about this game, AoE spells, they're not like real time, obviously, but they will change in effectiveness based on where the guys stand. Like, if you're using auto battle, for example, depending on where the guys move, you'll either get the hand grenade as the best option, or it'll be attacked. Because if you're out of range for hand grenade, you know it'll miss. So it's something to keep in mind. If you have a lot of enemies that like to move around, it's probably not the best. AoE attacks are probably not the best thing to use, but you know they have their purposes.
That's a sad sound. Where's the soul?
I think this is Snow's theme. I want to say this is Snow's theme. I love this song. This music is so good because it has a perfect blend of like classical, you know, lots of strings, to like your punk, your rock. It's so good.
Something on your mind? You got plenty of time for thinking on the way, hero.
Yeah.
I love how being shirtless, it's just required to be a protagonist. Like, you just have to. I think Saz, if you look at him, he doesn't have an undershirt on. It's just straight jacket. The one thing I do think is interesting, this game does not have any like clothing changes. I mean, aside from Snow's jackets, which he can technically change, or at least change the symbol on them. You know, all the characters, they remain their clothes for the entirety of the game, which in a sense makes sense, but at the same time it would have been nice to see if you could kind of customize a few things. But that said, there's so many games that get into that, and just Lightning Final Fantasy 13-3, way too, not too many options, but the options were too big of an impact into the gameplay, at least for my liking.
You made it.
Hey, yo. So, you really managed to use that thing?
I think I'm done.
You're done when we are.
Ow, what's it? That's the one.
Didn't you have something to tell him?
Yeah,
All right then.
but
I'll go with you.
What? Oh, you have no idea what it was like. Oh.
Everyone safe?
The army's no match for Nora.
I meant the kids.
All accounted for.
Okay. Let's keep it that way, alright? I'll swing by the vestige. Keep the kids out of trouble.
You got it. Say hi to the missus for me. You go skirt chasing, I take care of the kids. Some husband.
Dinner's on me.
Better be home cooking.
When's the wedding, lover boy?
Well, don't worry, none of you are invited.
We're still
Hey,
going.
you serious?
What about me?
Catch you later.
I do appreciate the banter in this game. It's pretty solid. It's not too much of it, but when it happens, it's decent. I like it. Alright, we're gonna get to play. Because now we lost one of our protagonists. Yes, we do. We have a new character to play as. Let's go to the menu and check them out. We have Hope. And we have Vanille. They have higher magic strengths. Well, that's interesting. I don't know what that's all about. No other weapons. Oh, that's the one thing I forgot to mention. His portrait's pretty cool. I like the look up. Hers is kind of uninteresting. It's just the blink. But his is like, what's happening? So something to keep in mind. Wow, we have almost 30 potions. Something to keep in mind is what was I talking about? Oh, the equipment. So when your characters leave the party, they take whatever equipment they were equipped with them. So if you have someone like Snow, or you're at a point in the game like this where guys are coming in and coming out of your party, be very wary of what they have on them, because you might lose it for the foreseeable future. So right now we have access to Unicorn Mart. You can buy your potions 50 gil. We only have 400, so I'm not going to do that. And Phoenix Downs, which revive allies as per usual. Now something to note on this screen, you'll see where the unicorn logo is on the bottom right. That's actual real text. Go figure. I mean, that's kind of cool. They came with their own language. I guess a lot of games do that, but at the same time, it's just the fact that you could like learn a language in game is pretty neat. Can we actually go up all the way? Yeah, we can.
Let's split up and find a way out of here.
Wait, where's
One wrong step and I'm dead too.
Golly, that's a sobering realization for that little girl. Jesus. Does he have a tab? Oh, it looked like he had a tablet in his hands. Oh god, this camera. Yeah, this camera, it can be a little jank when you're in these narrow areas, just because it's kind of gets caught on ledges and whatnot, and it swings around wildly. But by and large, it's pretty good.
You okay?
I want to tell him. It's just that...
Say, you know how to fly this?
Why would he know how to fly this? Why does he know how to fly this?
In you go! That way!
If we go in there, that thing could... It could make us Lassie. This is... I don't think I can...
You can do it!
What are you two doing?
Here we go!
I love that adrenaline rush, like... Gotta dip.
Uh-oh. Get back here! You hear me? Hey!
It's like, yes, I hear you, but I'm not coming back there. Come on now.
The pulse of our sea. It held our future. And our fate.
Oh, is this a flashback? This might be a flashback. Nah. We're good.
Now, where is the... Oops. Well then...
So he clearly didn't know how to fly it. That's good to know. Sadly, we don't get to actually pilot one of those for any at any point in the game.
What did you
Throwing up
expect?
gang signs now? What's up?
Even soldiers know not to go near the foul sea. You become a pulse l'Cie, and you're finished.
What do you mean, finished?
Haven't you heard, Miss...
Vanille.
Huh?
My name.
I do think it's interesting that the subtitles had her name the entire time before we learned her name. And I kept wondering about that because I was like, wait, am I going to spoil it? I mean, I'm not spoiling it, but it's like,
What were we thinking?
you know, she's in the opening scene, so you know she's part of the main character cast. It's like a Persona 5. You look on the box art, has every character, including the like one of the other minor main characters, and it's like, come on now, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Oh, check this out.
Can't do that.
Vanille, where are you?
I love how so those staffs become her weapon for the game.
That's...
It's just kind of interesting because, so Saz has his pistols, Snow has his fists, what's his name? Lightning has her gun blade. They're like established, trained combatants. And we'll see here shortly that Hope has a boomerang on him at all times. He pulls straight out of his freaking back pocket. But Vanille finds her weapon. I don't really... I mean, it's kind of... I guess it's cool she has to have a weapon. But she just finds it. It's kind of weird. It's a little bit weird. But okay, we have staggered... we've staggered him. It's not really that important. B and W Outfitters. So that is, I believe, an accessory shop. Because like I said, there's no clothing per se, but... there are accessories. I'll show that off shortly. That's not a bad transition. I don't know why she turned. Maybe to indicate to you that, hey, there's a whatchamacallit over here, the save point. But if you turn around, go back to where the bike was, you can get this hidden treasure. Oh god, 30 gil. That's so useless. I really don't understand what the point was of including those. Oh, don't do that. Something else that's a note is that if you actually rotate the control stick, you can fluster. Come on. It's not. There we go. You can fluster the main characters, and they'd stop and be like, no, I don't want to do that. Kind of like that. It's a nice little, whatchamacallit, iron bangle for 500. I don't even have 500. I don't even know if it's possible to have 500 gil at this point. Can we sell anything? Oh, here we go. It is possible to have 500 gil. So credit chips, we'll see different iterations of these throughout the game. Credit chips, currency used for military remuneration, can be sold for a premium. Any item that says it can be sold for a premium, well, can be sold. There's no real reason to keep it. But I'm not going to buy an iron bangle. You don't really need it at this point in the game. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, I think the devs realize that you cannot... You can't do anything other than attack at this point, so they can't make the game that difficult. It's just, it wouldn't make any sense. But interestingly enough, you see that Vanille here starts with 3 ATB bars. Keep that in mind for later. Also, I want to mention something I misspoke on. So enemies do have invisible ATB bars, but the difference is they can only do one command for the entire, like, each time they attack. So different commands take different amounts of bars for them, but they can only equip one of them. So if it's like they have an attack that does 3 ATB bars, it'll take them that much longer to recharge compared to, you know, if they have an attack that does 2 and they have 3 bars, because they'll have to wait for 1 to refill as opposed to all 3. So you know, it's if you wonder why enemies attack at different intervals, that's why. When you're dealing with a bunch of different enemies, that can be of note. Something else you'll notice when I fought these Pantherons, the Pantheron up here, I got a Fortisol. Now Fortisol, if you see the description, casts bravery, faith, and haste at the start of battle. All are status buffs. We'll get into that more later when we can apply them on our own. That's interesting. It's lightning. But at the end of the day, they're pretty useful, especially for boss battles, because you don't have to waste time casting buffs at the start of the game. You can just, or at the start of the battle, you can just run right in with haste and bravery, which improves physical strength, and whatchamacallit, another one, bravery, haste, faith, that improves magic strength. So, but yeah, and another new thing were preemptive strikes. Those are useful. I mean, anytime you can get a preemptive strike, it's good. You also, in addition to getting an early attack, you also, the first attack that you do, it changes the enemy like right next to right near their stagger point. So the next attack you do generally will do a lot of stagger damage. So it's pretty nice. Again, sadly, you can't do that to bosses. Usually you enter them, I think almost, I'd say like 90% of the time you enter, especially story bosses, you enter into those scenes with in a cutscene or something of the sort, so you don't have the opportunity to preemptive strike them. If you could, that'd be kind of neat, but you know.
Yes!
Alrighty. Oh, God, so this is the point of the game where, Deceptisol. So that makes you invisible to enemies on the overworld for a little while, which is pretty nice, as you could probably assume, because you can preemptive strike them.
Aren't you scared?
Not so much.
You really don't get it.
Pulse Falsi and Lissy are bad news. That's why Cocoon kicked them out. Live too close to the Falsi, one-way ticket to Pulse. That's the purge in a nutshell.
If they catch
And
us
that's
here,
the game in a
they'll
nutshell.
purge us too. And
What's
then,
your problem?
what's my... Pulse is hell on Earth.
We'll be okay. Calm down.
You can't just hug people aggressively and make them feel better. I feel like hugging is a two-way street.
Where are you?
Alrighty, and this is possibly, it's not like my least favorite part of the game, but it's a little, it's just, there's one character, you're playing as Snow. This doesn't happen,
Don't worry, Sarah.
this doesn't happen too often in the game,
hero
where
is
you're
on
just
his
playing.
way.
You can later in the game just play with one character if you really want to, though that's just an incredibly dumb idea as far as I'm concerned.
Wonder what that's for.
It's glowing, so it must be important. It was 17 minutes. Yeah, we'll keep going. These episodes, especially because these are, you know, RPGs between this and Persona 5, I almost feel like you have to do like 25 to 30 minute episodes. It just doesn't make sense if you don't, because I'll be playing this game forever. This game took me, I think, like 40 to 60 hours. It's somewhere in that ballpark. I want to say it's probably about 50 the first time I played it. You know, not skipping any cutscenes, which we're not going to do here. So I can't imagine doing 17-minute parts. I mean, that's... Okay, 20-minute parts would be like 3 minutes. That's 3 parts an hour. 3 times 5 is... That'd be 150 parts? Yeah, no. You have to boost that up a little bit. Granted, I am cutting out all of the extraneous leveling that I'll be doing because there's no reason to show you that. I'm doing that in Persona 5, I'm doing that here, and that way I can still show the battles without having to think about like, oh, well, you know, if I skip one here, I can do it off screen and still get those experience points, and that just makes sense to me, honestly. I'm not gonna waste my time with leveling. Is there an item over here? This one extends farther back. No. Okay. One thing I do appreciate is the symmetry of all this. Oh, look at that. I wonder what that is. Is that the It's over here. I don't even know. Oh, this is an elevator that goes down, and then we go backwards, I think. Because I was going to say, like, this is the end of the room. I think this is what this does. Oh, I missed an item. Okay, I'm gonna just go straight back. Please don't sink me. Please don't sink me. Please don't sink. Okay, wait, we're good, we're good. That's just a platform. Don't. which way? I don't even know which way. So this is so confusing. I'm just looking at it all. Oh my god! I hope I didn't miss that item. I thought there was something behind me. So
Still
dumb.
won't budge? I think the door's winning.
Why didn't I listen?
Beg your pardon?
It was me. This is my fault.
Beg your pardon?
Cover your ears.
Huh? Oh, blast charge? Oh, wait, hold on. All right, hold. All right, go for it! Make it happen!
Don't scuff up the fro.
I'm so sorry. Please let me in. Please?
I'm not exactly sure what that is supposed to be.
What? How'd you open it?
I don't get that. I will say that's one of the things I just don't understand.
After you.
Dang, I'm really worried. I want to get that item. Granted, it was early in the game, so it's nothing that's too important. You can get weapons from items, though I don't think that was one of them. I really don't. Yeah, here we go. Shroud. So Forsal and Aegisol. Forsal gives you strength base, like the improved bravery and haste. I'm trying to think. Aegisol is like defenses, I want to say. Yeah, that would make sense actually, because actually we don't need to do that. Make a lot of sense because the Aegis, isn't that Palutena's shield from Smash or from Kid Icarus? Okie dokie. So these guys, I don't think we fought. Well, yeah, we have. We fought these guys as these two at least. Yeah, I can't wait until Saz gets his blitz attack. That's pretty cool. But right now it's wash, rinse, repeat. I mean, okay, maybe some of these should have been a little bit easier to avoid. Some of these battles. I mean, I get that they're really trying to hammer home, like, hey, this is how ATB works. At this point in the game, it's kind of lame, honestly. Just because you're just like that first part, the hanging edge, it makes sense because you're there. You're supposed to be, you know, kind of getting the feel for the control and everything. If you haven't played this game or played the system, but I mean, come on now, you're still giving us tutorial battles early on. Though I think this might be, let me see, do they give us a shroud? Do they give us a shroud? Oh no, just Wicked Fang. Okie dokie then, up the stairs. Also, something to note, your characters refill their health at the start of every battle. And you can avoid, fights just like that. It's as simple as running from them. You can look in the upper mini map. I think there's like the red circles when they have a like a little ring around them. You can kind of tell that the baddies are they're looking at you and they can see you or whatever. So I mean, good to know, good to keep in mind, I guess. Okay, what do we have here? Not gonna miss this one. Phoenix down. Okay. I mean, we'll fight. Oh god. Can we? Did I just mix and match? No, I didn't. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure all these battles are stationary. In that, if you're fighting like one group of enemies that are on screen, a little cluster, and then you draw another enemy towards them, they don't like turn into a bigger battle with those enemies. In the next game, actually, that is a thing. Where you can have, what is it? It's like oh, actually no, in this game it's a thing too. Later in the game there's like two-sided battles where enemies might be fighting each other, and then you can engage them both, and depending on who you attack, depending on who focuses you, I mean, it's cool, I guess, but yeah, no, these types of battles in particular are like a crash course in learning how to use potions, because that's what you're doing here. You get down to the yellow, you're just throwing up a potion, and watch what repeat. I also misspoke and said that the potion command, it uses a full, or any items commands that use a full ATB bar, when in actuality they don't. it, I guess, in a way uses a turn because you can't attack while using a potion, but it doesn't deplete your ATB bar. It just kind of goes into its own little segment. Alrighty, but we're going to continue up the stairs. I do like the elevation in this game. Like, that's kind of nice. You never get that type of elevation. Oh, okay. I guess we have to... See, that's why I have to map out which battles I want to fight on screen and off screen, because I don't want to sit here and fight all these battles, but I also have to fight them with those items, because you cannot get items while you're engaged in like a battle where enemies are tracking you. It just doesn't work. So yeah, no, so, I mean, I could always do the thing where you just show off new enemies, but at the same time, I can't. I don't want to cut out all those battles. That just increases the editing time that I have to. Ooh, Gladius. What do we got? So increases strength, decreases magic. We'll equip that for now. I do like the Blaze Fire Saber. It's one of my favorite weapons. It's actually, that's her like main weapon. Cool. If you play what is it? Dissidia, Final Fantasy. That's the weapon you equip with. So that's kind of cool.
Except they'd probably be l'Cie by now. Huh? Not even human anymore. Just post l'Cie. Enemy's a cocoon. Can't show him any mercy.
Oh god, please say yes. Oh no, we're in a completely different area. We're in a completely different area. I knew it. He couldn't stay still during that cutscene. Can I turn around, please? Can I turn around, please? Oh, here it is. That's lovely. Yeah, so I don't know if I could have gotten that item to begin with, because I thought I turned around, but I might have turned down the right hall. And it was just potions. Come on now. Just potions. I'd be so afraid to be in here and, like, the place collapse on my head. Alright, nothing down there. And nothing over here. Yeah, now symmetry in these games are always really interesting. I mean, for the most part, you can see on the map it's not perfectly symmetrical because there's that little jutting out point on the left, but still, it's kind of nice. Just knowing kind of you can check down one hallway and then turn, check down the other hallway.
Bring it on!
Maybe I just show off mandatory battles. I mean, I don't even know. Cutting everything out would just take so much more time, and then you run the risk. What always happens when I start editing, I run the risk of my computer crashing. It's not equipped for that. I don't know. I've never had a real editing computer. I've always had the bare minimum, and I don't foresee myself getting. Wait, I have a different jacket on? It's not the wild. That was not the wild bear. Oh, it was okay. I did get the power circle. Okay. And actually, we'll leave it. We'll leave it. I was gonna equip. No, don't do that. We're gonna run up here first. Like, look at that guy. He's just up there, just hanging. Is there anything? You just look down. It looks like a computer system inside. It looks like the freaking Matrix or something. Other thing to note, you'll see the X on the minimap up there. It's you can respawn enemies. That just tells you where you last battled. It's kind of like in Kingdom Hearts right now. The little Keyblade symbol shows up on the map to let you know where you last battled somebody. And so they do that in this game. And if you run far enough away from that area, you can respawn the enemies. Though here, I don't think that's really possible because it's all basically one screen.
Your hero's on the way.
But it is something to keep in mind. You can keep battling enemies. They will respawn if you leave the area, which actually is pretty nice later in the game because there's a couple enemies that you wanna grind. I do appreciate the fact that it's like their paths are intertwined, because as he's doing stuff, they're getting affected. As they're doing stuff, Lightning and Saz are getting affected. It's kind of cool.
He's coming our way.
What should I do?
Tell him what you need to.
But nothing I say'll change what happened.
We could just run away.
I love how he just agrees to that. Like, that's just... I guess we'll do that. I have no other option, so... Do we have a save point here? I sure hope so. Of course not. Actually, is there one? Oh, there's one back there. Alright, we're gonna keep going. We keep going. That's it. There's nothing that way. Zverg, Scandroid, just avoid you guys like the plague. Though I think there's an item back there. Yeah, there's an item back here, so we'll fight these guys. Got him. Yeah, that seems to be the thing I'll do, is just kind of run through and skip as many battles as I can. That way I don't have to actually cut them out. And later areas, as the longer hallways widen, it'll be that much easier to avoid enemies, so... Alrighty, and what do we have here? We have... Fortisol, more Fortisol, that's good. Oh, I like the little arrows on the ground. What? You guys weren't here before? I have no choice. Oh, I can just dodge you, that's cool. Alrighty, but more enemies, so in the next episode we will take on those enemies and see what lies in store for Vanille here. As always, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. Have a great day.